Welcome back to Mideast in Depth, where we take a look at various talking points across the papers. Robert Fisk writes in The Independent, looking at Tony Blair's resignation as Middle East peace envoy after 8 years in the role, and asserts that for Arabs, Blair's appointment was an insult. He writes, Blair appeared indifferent to the massive suffering of the Palestinians. He was clearly impotent in preventing it and spent much of his time away from the tragedy of the Middle East, advising the great and the good and a clutch of Muslim dictators and telling the world, to Israel's satisfaction, of the dangers represented by Iran. He writes, Blair was supposed to produce more than the easy panaceas that slipped from his lips, the most outrageous of which was his contention that resolving the Israeli-Palestinian conflict could be easier than ending the Northern Ireland crisis. He adds, stoutly condemning the campaign for Israel's delegitimization, Blair talked about this as a form of bias, which was an affront to humanity, a choice of words he never used about the massive civilian casualties inflicted by Israel on the Palestinians of Gaza. Fisk concludes, the Arabs now will wait to see if the quartet will repeat its folly by appointing an even more unsuitable candidate, a truly difficult task, although many in the region think the whole panjandrum must be abandoned. 8 years ago, there just might have been the slimmest chance of bringing a Palestinian state into being. Today, there is none. Iyad Abu Garkoud, who plays for the Palestinian national football team, comments in the New York Times on FIFA's scheduled vote on a proposal to suspend Israel from the organization. He writes, the Palestine Football Association called for this measure because Israel prevents our national team from participating in normal training, travel and competition. If the corruption scandal now enveloping FIFA derails the vote, we will continue to press the issue. He adds players, coaches and referees are blocked from moving between the West Bank and Gaza Strip and frequently are barred from tournaments. Israel has violated FIFA rules by allowing teams from Israeli settlements in the occupied West Bank to play in Israel's leagues. He explains that because Palestinians are stateless, it is at the whim of Israeli officials whether my teammates and I can travel from Gaza to the West Bank to practice and go abroad for international competitions. He concludes, until the day that Palestinians and Israelis are equal under law, FIFA has a moral duty to exclude Israel from the World Cup and European Championships. Israeli officials may punish me for saying so, but it will be only through their exclusion from international soccer that Israeli citizens will realize that the subjugation of the Palestinian people comes at a growing political and cultural cost. For more updates, please visit levant.tv. And subscribe to Mideast in Depth on iTunes. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.